Hey guys, it's Captain Harris. Welcome back to the channel. And we are covering some Iron Maiden news for the first time in a while. I think the last time was the pre-sale for the US. That was kind of a mess, not really a nice video.
No, so this is kind of the next big significant news of like, oh, they're doing something big. Mm-hmm. So we figured we'd talk about it because, you know, it's kind of came with a big announcement and some things to kind of dissect.
Kind of a big announcement, but kind of also like the get on with it because everybody's known about net worths in September and they were just slowly dripping stuff out and everybody's like, I don't know, like they put out the Trooper VIP and stuff. People were like, I don't know if I want to get tickets or not. So now they finally like exposed more of what this thing is going to be.
Well, it feels like maybe when they first announced it, they didn't really know fully what this was going to be. They just knew this is going to be like the biggest UK show we've ever done. But now it's like full rebranding. We figured out what this is going to look like.
Yeah.
And it's been announced, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, so EDDFEST, as James wrongly read as EggFest.
I did when I first saw it. I thought it was like a fan made thing. Like I thought it was a reference to the Ozfest, Eggfest.
You know why I think it looks weird is because it uses two Ds. And, like, when I think of Eddie's name shortened, it's always been, like, Ed Hunter has one D. So
you're right.
That's probably part of the problem with why you read it as
Eggfest.
But, yes. EDDFEST has been announced. They've revealed more about what this, like, one-day festival kind of will be.
Well, they're kind of talking about it like it's 2 days now.
Yeah.
With the night before being, like, a camping experience.
But, I mean, they had camping as an option from the beginning, I believe.
Right, but now they have. So when do they play these other bands that have been added? Is it the night before or is it the day
It's
of?
it's a smaller stage the night before. And I think it's called Maidenville that they're setting up.
Well, we'll get to that. Why don't we go through kind of a bit of the announcement and we'll go through it detail by detail.
Yeah, because I don't think on Facebook they had as much information or anything.
There's always, for you guys that don't know, if you just see Maiden's social media account announcements, there's always a much bigger announcement with more detail on their website.
Yeah. So Iron Maiden announced EDDFEST, the ultimate once-in-a-lifetime celebration of all things Iron Maiden for their 50th anniversary. Last September, when Iron Maiden announced their only UK show of 2026 on July 11th at Nebworth Park, they said they would be turning it into as much of a Maiden world as we can for all of our fans to enjoy, and true to form, they are now able to announce the full details, revealing exactly what that means. Get ready for Egg...
Get ready for Egg.
You've got Eggfest in my head. Get ready for EDDFEST, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience what constitutes Iron Maiden's idea of a fun-filled 48 hours of entertainment, themed areas and bars, experiences, live music, and more. Inside EDDFEST, fans will be able to explore the Infinite Dreams Museum experience, a walkthrough display of stage props and relics inspired by Sunday Times bestseller book Infinite Dreams. This is an unprecedented and completely unique opportunity to view Maiden relics up close and personal. Do we want to stop there and talk about that?
I mean, the thing that you brought up to me earlier was, why is this based on the Infinite Dreams book?
Yeah, I was telling him I was like a little bit confused. I'm like, why is it inspired by the book if
the book is inspired by the band?
It's just a compendium of like their history and like, you know, obviously there's lots of pictures of stage props and stuff. Like, is it just including stage props and that from in the book, or like?
Well, I just feel like it's a branding opportunity to have the books for sale as well. You
know? I did go over that too, but I wanted to be nice. But yes, I do think that it's just branding, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like, Infinite Dreams is inspired by Iron Maiden. What do you mean an Iron Maiden thing inspired by Infinite Dreams?
Right, like, so the whole museum is based on a picture book.
But if we're genuinely going off of that, something I think that they could do in that vein of, okay, say it really is inspired by the book and not just like, you know, has the Silver Eddie cutouts and stuff like that. You know, there's lots of pages in the book that show off merchandise from those certain periods of time.
Right.
Imagine if they set up merch booths from each tour with all the old shirts and stuff like that on it.
That you can buy?
No. It's a museum. You can't buy unless it's in the gift shop of the museum.
Would
it's not
Iron
for purchase.
Maiden, would any band put up a merch store that you cannot buy items from?
Well, it's not a merch store. It's a mock merch store.
It's a fake merch store.
It's just a mock-up of like, oh, look, here's what the merch stand might have looked like in 1987, you know?
Well, and this is coming back to like the museum in general, and because they put out some media showing like some examples of what you might see. It's like, so it showed the clairvoyant Big Eddie from the Maiden England tour in 2010s. It showed the walk-on cyborg Eddie from somewhere back in time, and it showed Nico's Legacy of the Beast kit.
Yep, and that's the original one because the British Drum Co. one got repurposed for the next tour. Those are the big three things that they showed. Obviously, pop that up here, what they posted, and it makes me wonder, like, is that going to be the level of everything being shown? Because it's 50 years, 50 artifacts is what it said. So there's going to be 50 things on display.
But I also wouldn't expect, because people they thought that, oh, they're going to play songs from the 9 albums on this tour. I wouldn't expect that it's one thing from each year or anything.
No. And, like, my question, too, is, you know, are these, like, the stars of the show that are being shown off and, like, other stuff would be, like, you know, more minor? Or is that going to be that consistent? Like, I'd like, you know, I'm not going, but if I were to go to one of these things, I'd like to see multiple Big Eddies, you know.
Not just Bruce's sweaty socks from Book of Souls.
Those are, somebody in the crowd caught those. They don't have to.
I'm sure he had more than one pair. I mean, I would at least want to see, like, Eddie's heart or the cauldron from Book of Souls.
The cauldron, yes. Like, if you haven't decided the 50 artifacts.
Or these guys.
Yeah.
The totem
yeah.
poles.
So, and you know, part of what, like, I really wish they would do is I don't feel like I need a big festival like this. They used to do fan club conventions.
Yeah.
If they set up like a museum like this and like a bit of a convention around it, no need for a concert or anything, I would go to that, you know.
Yeah.
I would love to go see like a Maiden museum, and I think they've done that for like Pink Floyd and stuff like that, where they've set up like a semi-permanent location where a bunch of like, you know, props and stuff were set up that you could go see, and it doesn't have to be permanent. It can just be like, oh, this is going to be here for 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, and I mean, doing it at shows and big events, like Maiden's not the first to do this.
No.
Like they've seen bands like Metallica do it.
Yeah.
And they're giving it a shot at their own UK show. Was there anything else significant in that piece of the announcement?
Not really. I'll go over some stuff later after we cover a few more things that like I'm a little bit confused about with previous announcements. But moving on to what's next. Fans will also encounter Maidenville, where you will find the greatest Eddie's dive bar yet, a second stage for music and entertainment, the Unfair Fun Fair featuring rides and Eddie-themed fun fair games, plus Eddie's Emporium, and much more to explore through the site.
Eddie's Emporium?
Yeah, see, that's what I am, like, confused about.
Was that like a chocolate fountain?
I don't know.
And this is where, I mean, we're doing Unfair Fun Fair.
Yes.
So we're doing fun fair games. I'm guessing it will be generic fun fair games, maybe with some Maiden overlay or
do you
branding
have any
on
ideas?
Well, they could do EDDFEST, where they put some mannequins dressed like Sharon Osbourne, and then you pay £5 per egg, and you get
egg.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not per dozen.
No, this is steep. This is a big show.
Steve.
I said steep.
Oh.
This is Steve.
This is Steve we're talking about.
Steve will be running this one.
Per egg. I don't know if you know what coconut shy is.
No.
So let me pull up an image for you.
Is this a band playing on the other stage?
No. It's a old British game. Traditional British fairground game where players throw wooden balls to knock coconuts off posts to win them as prizes. So this is what it looks like. And I'm imagining those with a bunch of Eddie head coconuts on them, and you're playing Eddie Coconut Shy.
Or the band's heads.
Nah, it's Eddie themed.
Coconut Shy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe there's a dunk tank with somebody dressed like Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, they could do that.
Any more ideas for games?
Honestly, I'm just picturing generic funfair games.
With Iron Maiden slapped.
With an Iron Maiden sticker on the top.
How about rides?
They're not going to do rides.
They said.
Rides?
They said. Let me see.
I mean, sometimes with festivals, there's like one of the wheels.
The Unfair Fun Fair, featuring rides and Eddie-themed fun fair games.
Yeah, they'll have one of those little, like, toddler trains that goes around.
I was thinking, you know, the spinning strawberries?
Yes.
Carve Eddie heads and you spin in the Eddie.
They're not doing all that. They're not doing that.
Well, here's a less complicated one. You know, the umbrella things that you spin around on the loop?
Like when you're on the chain seats and it spins around?
No, there's like, it's like this circle. There's like these umbrella chairs attached to it and it just spins it around.
Okay, I'm
that
not familiar.
Could be the Where Eagles Dare paratrooper ride.
Yeah, I don't think that they're putting much thought into what the rides are going to be.
I know, and as far as Maidenville goes, Louis actually sent me this video about a month ago from a guy on TikTok who's apparently building the A Matter of Life and Death album cover.
Hi, my name's David, and I build festivals for a living, often with Zan. And the mighty Iron Maiden have come to us asking us to build this A Matter of Life and Death, but in real life. So, we're getting our heads around how to pull this together. The first thing we're going to need is a tank. Now, the Norfolk Tank Museum are up for lending us a 52-ton Centurion. And tomorrow, we're going to go and have a visit. Now, we're going to build all this in public and show you how it all comes together. Alright. Best go look at the route.
And I know that the other person in that video, I believe, posted more about, like, further, like, oh, we got the tank and whatever. And they were saying that there was more that they were building that they just can't talk about yet.
So Maiden has reached out to artists
to
create some big pieces
like
to maybe
full
represent albums.
Full album cover. And I'm thinking this is going to be like part of Maidenville that they were talking about.
Right.
Where it's like the Iron Maiden world that you can go check out, photo opportunities, all that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If they could.
That's cool. Obviously, I like the artistic involvement with stuff because I feel like we've lost a lot of that with this tour.
Well, it'll be such a weird dynamic to have the show be all screens and then they're showing off all of their hey, here's our entire physical history of the band, but then the show you're going to watch at the end of the night is some videos.
Yeah.
But it's kind of odd, but I mean that's what they have to do. Like if you're going to do a mass, I mean, what's the capacity for this place? Like this is where they held Sonosphere. And it's, I know that...
I want to say it was 125,000.
Nebworth is somewhere between 100,000 and 125,000 people capacity.
Yeah.
So this is what they have to bring out to attract people. But my thing is, well, why don't you do it with the lineup? Mm-hmm. Because that's another thing is they've added bands for the night before.
Yes, and we will get to that. I have to read through the press release. Oh my God. Dude, Fruity Pebbles.
Stop it.
Friday night campers will be able to gain early access to the site and experiences, including first access to the Infinite Dreams Museum experience. There will also be a whole evening of entertainment planned on the Maidenville stage featuring a mix of special acts with a connection to Maiden. This is all topped off with the previously announced main stage on Saturday featuring an exceptional support lineup ahead of Iron Maiden's show-stopping Run for Your Lives performance.
So there's going to be a separate, smaller stage.
Yes.
I'm assuming for just people that stay in the camping?
That's what some people have been confused about on like the forum. They've been asking there's people that live close by. They're like, well, I didn't buy camping because I live nearby. Like, is there any way that like people who aren't camping can have access to the previous night and to the museum and stuff the day before? Mm-hmm. And I think Alex said that he was inquiring about that. So
yeah, that is.
There's a lot of unanswered stuff. Like it's been very kind of.
It seems like they're just kind of figuring it out as they go.
Well, it's just. It feels like the information has been spotty since this thing has been announced, like, when it comes to, like, Trooper VIP and everything. So...
And then, adding... And, of course, anybody that has been following Maiden for a while knows that British Lion has been touring for a long time now. And we can't help but notice that it's all the bands that tend to open for British Lion. So... I would assume that to be announced, British Lion is going to play this.
Yeah, so Friday night music and entertainment, I think this was directly from the Nebworth website, like not Mibworth, but for this festival. It says Steve Harris has curated a whole evening of entertainment planned on the Maidenville stage, featuring a mix of special acts with strong connection to Iron Maiden, Stray, Maiden United, Air Force, Tony Moore's Awake, Hair Metal Glamageddon, and To Be Announced.
Is Hair Metal Glamageddon a band?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't look up anything about them, but I know at least 3 of these acts have just toured with British Lions, so it's just his usual.
Mean, Air Force, I get, because it's, it's the drummer was their original drummer, but to have these represent the strong connections to Maiden.
Tony Moore was also briefly in Maiden, and I think somebody in Stray. I don't know. Well, I don't know all like the dozens of members they had before they were solid.
To say, this is the lineup, all strong connections to Maiden. Where's Blaze Bayley?
Maybe he's to be announced.
Where's Dennis Stratton?
I do have kind of like a weird feeling that the TBA is just going to be like British
Lion.
I don't know though why they would leave it as to be announced if it was British Lion. Like, it's Steve Harris. He would know if he's playing.
I am telling you right now, British Lion is going to play that night.
I'm just saying it's Steve Harris's band, so why would you put to be announced if you have the other band? You set this festival up.
It could just be to keep having more like leaks of
maybe,
because the more information you give, it's like people are thinking about it. Oh, well, now British Lion is playing. Now I'll definitely buy a ticket.
I think it would be nice to have somebody like Blaze Bayley or even Dennis Stratton. I know Nico, unfortunately, likely won't be part of this at all.
This is another thing. It's if we're doing this enormous event with all of these bands with strong connection to Maiden.
Yeah.
Even though people that have really been in the band since they've been popular, they're not invited that we know of yet. But is this not the perfect opportunity to get Nico up and play with Maiden for a song?
We love Blaze. Blaze is a great guy, great musician. Like, there's no reason he couldn't play. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of... I mean, look, we could be totally wrong about it, and that could be the next announcement.
Yeah.
Is that Blaze or Dennis Stratton or Nico will be showing up.
That's why I say I don't think it's going to be British Lion, because...
I do.
Well, it looks like it should be with that lineup.
The entire lineup is who British Lion have been touring with.
But, like, I just don't get why it would be to be announced.
Now, moving on from this separate stage show with all of the small bands, do we think that the lineup on the big stage warrants such a big event? Like, obviously Iron Maiden is huge.
No, and that was everybody's gripe.
Right, but just to talk about it, like, everybody knows that Maiden's huge and will sell tickets no matter what. However, are they big enough to just take out the Darkness, the Almighty, and the Who?
And, like, I wrote down, like, I took some notes. I said, the Almighty supported Maiden in the past, in 93, on a real live tour for some shows, and a few on the Brave New World tour in 2000. Airborne opened for them in recent years. The Who recently opened in 2024, and I couldn't find anything about whether or not the Darkness ever played with them. I don't know. I don't think they have, but they were meant to take British Lion on tour with them, so that's where that connection comes from.
Right.
But it's like, of all of the bands that have opened for Maiden, and Maiden have opened for and have been part of their career,
and that are playing with them on this leg of Run for Your Lives.
It just doesn't seem like a strong lineup at such a big, like, the ultimate 50th anniversary experience.
Right. I mean, they obviously want to market this as, last year was already the biggest UK show we've ever done, and then they're trying to top that by a lot.
Well, yeah, they're saying we wanted to go even bigger, is what they said, I believe, in the press announcement.
But is going bigger taking these level bands out and doing some museum stuff? And museum stuff is stuff that we've always wanted to see.
I would want to see it, but it just doesn't warrant me going to the UK and seeing a show.
I don't think it warrants the size of the venue. Like, if we're going for hundreds of thousands of people to show up, then why is Judas Priest not contacted? Or some other big band? Why
Megadeth and Anthrax should just be over
Where's
there?
Megadeth and Anthrax?
Like, they're already going to be over there.
Yeah, they're already playing, smaller shows with the band.
Yeah.
So it's just a hard ask. I also saw some people saying online that there's other, like, big rock acts playing in that same time frame.
Yeah.
And even though some bands are not, like, they don't have the exact same audience, but there's always some kind of crossover when it comes to booking shows. Because people book it so because people book it so far in advance.
Yes. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yeah.
Okay. So, reading on to the press announcement, manager Roz Smallwood explains, after the monumental shows in the UK last year, we knew that if we were going to play the UK in 2026, it had to be very different, so we chose Knebworth Park as it gives us the space required, which is just not available in stadiums. To put together something groundbreaking for our fans by creating a Maiden world for them, we are excited to now reveal the details of this one-off event to celebrate the band's 50-year career, which we are now calling EDDFEST, because, as everyone knows, Eddie is the true star of the show. We also know Maiden fans are basically a huge gang, and we want to give them a weekend to remember at Knebworth. For the last couple of tours, we have been arranging the Eddie's dive bars for our fans, both pre- and post-show. Some of these took over the entire centers of towns, with thousands of fans gathered there enjoying the fun, music, and each other's company, so EDDFest is going to expand on that concept in a huge variety of ways to create a truly unmissable Maiden world over the whole weekend. There will be a host of great music, great beer, of course, lots of exciting and varied fun things to do, great souvenirs and merch, some unique and fantastic photo opportunities to create unbeatable Maiden memories, and, of course, the true camaraderie that comes from being a Maiden fan.
I didn't know we were in a gang. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I think, we'd obviously have a lot of fun if we went with our friends, but it's still just not enough with this tour and the lineup and everything to warrant.
Well, it's also, mentioning, because they said right there, we knew we needed to do something different.
Yeah.
But I think it would have brought more people if they just did a different show. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I don't understand the part, too, where it says if we were going to play the UK again, we had to make it bigger and better than ever. Not necessarily. If you just did a short UK tour where it's hey, we did the West Ham thing.
That's what I would have thought would have happened next. If they came back to the UK,
Yeah.
It would be a kind of a more normal touring schedule with the arenas.
Mm-hmm.
But they clearly want to top what they did last year, and I assume they've had this idea for a few years now of doing a Maiden,
it must have it at this caliber
for doing a Maiden festival, but. It's just Maiden has never done things normally, and that's usually what I've loved about them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this era, everything feels very off.
Yeah.
To me right now. So, I mean, it'll probably sell fine.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I don't really know when it is, to be quite fair, but I know the tour starts in May, and they're in Europe through the summer. So.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing is to get people. I mean, I think this was the idea to bring the UK fans to see the same show again. Yeah. Rather than change the show, it's about what else can we bring value with. Yeah. But of course, a lot of people don't like the huge open air events. Yeah. It is a pain for a lot of people. Well, I know,
because that's where the Sonosphere was held, and everybody was complaining about oh my God, Sonosphere is so muddy, so hard to get to. And that's a lot of people say I'd like to go to the show, but I just don't know if it's worth the effort of getting out there to go there, because O2 Arena is just so easy to get to for most people. But
and then isn't the
even
museum
West Ham?
Is the museum stuff a separate ticketed event, or
I don't know. I think so. That's what I want to discuss in a little bit with the Trooper VIP stuff, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm confused on quite a bit of it, but let's see. Kilimanjaro promoters Stuart Galbraith and Alan Day, the creators of Sonosphere, have added, Maiden have a different view on how they want to do things for their fans than most bands. We previously worked with them at Sonosphere, and when they explained what they wanted to do for this show, we were hooked. It will be a unique event, a celebration of the Eddieverse, if you will, a curated Friday afternoon, night, and all-day Saturday, finishing up with the last UK show Maiden will play until at least 2028.
At least 2028.
Yeah, so that statement's a little weird for me, too.
I mean, it's kind of left open-ended.
Yeah.
Saying at least 2028. So at least the soonest you'll be able to see us in the UK is in 2028.
But could be later.
But at most,
yeah,
we have no idea.
And I also find the wording weird with it saying finishing with the last UK show Maiden will play until at least 2028.
Why didn't that say the last run for your lives show?
Well, it's not the last run for your lives
for
show.
The UK.
It could say the last chance to see the Run for Your Lives tour in the UK.
Yeah.
So that makes me question, like, if they come back, which it sounds like they're anticipating they'll be back, is it going to be more Run for Your Lives tour?
I think it's very likely so with that statement, because if they're saying you won't be able to see us in the UK until at least 2028, it tells us that they're not really sure exactly what they're doing yet, which again would lead me to believe, because they always plan years ahead, if it was a new tour, then they would have to be making that stuff now, or even if
maybe. I mean, they're all digital, so.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot they got rid of all
I
the
know.
artists.
I know I mentioned it earlier, but now that I think about it, it's like it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
The production.
So they could do a new show with the screens, but
I still just find the statement a bit like, shrouded in mystery with like at least 2028, but at most.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all very open-ended and up in the air right now. Honestly, nobody can properly predict where this band is going anymore.
I very well think that they could just announce more Run for Your Lives shows in 2028, because it'll be a whole year off for everyone. Yeah. And it would be easy.
Yeah. Because, I mean, as much as people want them to do a new album, I just can't see it happening. So if they just simply have a year off and then they just want to play more shows, bring Run for Your Lives out again.
I think that 2027 is probably just like a genuine, like, we need to recuperate. Yeah. This is a lot of work at their age.
But we also just don't know what's going on.
It's a lot of work at anyone's age, let alone their age.
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, there could be some major overhauls and changes coming during that year, and we just don't know what's going to happen.
Maybe they don't either, but that's a very curious little snippet that I don't think was in any of the social media posts. So again, like, you always want to read through these press releases because it's a trove of information.
Right.
Anyways, creating something like that, which will include a once-in-a-lifetime Infinite Dreams museum experience featuring a wide range of rarely seen memorabilia throughout their history, a Maiden-themed fun fair, the biggest Eddie's dive bar ever with some extra special editions and surprises, plus the ability to camp, glamp, or park a motorhome on site for the Friday and Saturday night show, in a specially created village space with Maiden alumni, friends, and our perfect partners, Planet Rock. Well, it was a chance not to be missed. The EDDFEST festival starts from 2 p.m. on Friday with camping included for both nights. Various parts of the Maidenville site will be open to weekend campers through Friday afternoon and into the early hours of Saturday morning, including the Infinite Dreams Museum experience. Friday night at EDDFEST is all about fun before the big day. The campsite comes alive with direct access to the heart of Maidenville, and the entertainment is a blend of bands and artists with connections to Maiden. Some obscure, some clear as day, but they all have something in common and deserve to be part of the opening night celebration. Friday night on the Maidenville second stage, full sets from Stray, Maiden United, Air Force, Tony Moore's Wake, and Hair Metal Glamageddon. So we kind of already went over those parts. So going on to say, Saturday sees the opening of the main arena, which includes Eddie's extended emporium, the Trooper VIP area, and a range of interactive experiences. These will act as hors d'oeuvres for the curated main stage festival live bill, starting with the back better than ever British rockers The Almighty. And then it goes on just to talk about some of the other bands. EDDFEST is going to be a truly exceptional weekend for each and every Maiden fan in attendance, an unforgettable chance to be part of a fully themed festival experience celebrating Iron Maiden's spectacular 50-year career, and the last chance to see them in the UK until at least 2028 again. For further details or to purchase tickets and stay updated on all things to do with Iron Maiden at Nebworth,
blah.
But, so, what I wanted to bring up about Trooper VIP is a lot of people were very concerned when Trooper VIP got announced, because one of the things on there said, one of the things you get with buying Trooper VIP is memorabilia viewing, including historical stage props and original Iron Maiden artwork by Derek Riggs. Because this was sort of advertised in the beginning as, that's all something that you just buy a ticket and you get to see. Now that came out and everybody was like, so is this behind a paywall now? Do we have to have VIP to see it? And now this announcement makes it seem like it's not behind a paywall and anybody will get to go see the 50 years, 50 artifacts. But this is still in the Trooper VIP as if it's something you get along with, like, tasting the Mariner rum.
And toilets.
toilets, exclusive photo opportunities, the access to the barns and stuff like that. So if you put it in there, it seems like there has to be something exclusive for Trooper VIP, but it's not really clear as to what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm also interested in what Eddie's extended emporium is, because we also have the Infinite Dreams Museum. Like, what is the Infinite Dreams Museum versus Eddie's extended emporium? I guess it says Eddie's Emporium, not Eddie's Emporium, but the definition of emporium is a large, specialized, or comprehensive store, often with a vast selection of merchandise. So, I
it's a merch store.
suppose it's Eddie's extended emporium is possibly a very large merch booth.
So it's an exit at the gift shop situation.
Yeah. So you've got the museum, which is the Infinite Dreams Museum, and the emporium is the gift shop where you can get your little dino snapper.
And they said hors d'oeuvres, so there will be food. Just kidding. Look, people are going to love it.
No, I'm sure it'll be great. Like, again, I really resent the fact that I was never around for, like, any of the fan club conventions, because I have, older friends who got to go in, like, 2000 and stuff like that, and it really seemed, like, awesome.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic. And I think that for 50 years as a band, they could do something absolutely phenomenal now. And the fan club's bigger than ever, so you get even more people showing up.
I mean, they could have a separate tent for, like, fan club members that have been a part of the fan club for, like, 10 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you get a badge and a free water.
Okay.
I mean, just little exclusive things. That's what people like.
No, like, this as a festival isn't something that would bring me out to an event like this.
No, okay, well, if we lived in the UK, would we go to this?
I don't remember how much tickets were. I don't know if the ticket price would cost it, because genuinely...
We can go other places.
Genuinely, the main thing that I want to see at this festival is the stage props.
Yeah.
I would love to see them in person.
Yeah.
They showed off the Clairvoyant Eddie, and I was just showing him the other day. The artist who made that and made the gargoyles on Legacy of the Beast, he's got a YouTube channel, and I was showing him, like, he had, like, an actual video of them putting that all together. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I miss when they did things with the fiberglass and the polystyrene and stuff. And that's going to be there, and it's massive, and I would love to see it. I'd love to see the walk-on Eddies. I've seen Nico's kids, so that's not a huge draw, but, like, stage props, like, oh, that's my jam. I would love to see them. But everything else is like, yeah, I could have fun with our friends at the unfair fun fair. Not the unfun.
The unfun.
The unfair fun.
Fair fun.
But yeah, I mean, I could have fun with it, but, like, the lineup and the show itself and everything, like, isn't really enough of a draw.
No, I mean, it's a fun day, obviously, but I really think they need a bigger act to go on that big stage.
As Ross Smallwood said, the camaraderie. Like, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main reason I'm going on this tour at all, is for the camaraderie, but, like, it really is huge with Maiden fans.
Yeah. I mean, everyone there is going to have a great time, so...
If you go to the website, it just says, the London Stadium show is just the beginning. Edfest takes it to the next level with a full weekend celebration of 50 years of Iron Maiden.
Eggfest. It sounds like Eggfest every time you say it, so...
Well, it has 2 Ds, so hard to unsee it now.
I know, and every Maiden fan knows Eggfest. So the connection's always going to be there.
Well, that's about all we have to cover on Edfest. Mm-hmm. Hard D. Let us know your thoughts below. Let us know if you're going, what part excites you the most.
How you're getting there. Are you camping? Are you glamping?
Are you just going to sleep in a skip outside the festival grounds?
Which band made you buy the ticket? Was it Stray?
Clearly.
Or Tony Moore?
Clearly Iron Maiden. I'm pretty sure nobody knew Stray and Tony Moore were playing until today.
Right.
They just announced.
If you bought today, was it that announcement that got you?
I think it would be the Eddie gift shop at the end of the museum.
Okay, well, wait until British Lion is announced.
Okay.
That will sell the rest of the tickets.
I'm gonna put my heart in it. It's not gonna be British Lion, but
oh yes, it is.
I will not be surprised if it is. So yeah, that's about all we've got for you today. So thank you for watching. Thank you to our Patreon members for their support, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.